Hey, welcome back to ZK Master Tech. Today I'm working on an 8R370 here. The customer was complaining that the air filters for the engine were getting clogged after 3 days or sometimes even a day. The filters would be plugged up, and he was wondering if there was anything that we could do about it. And in fact there is. There is a PIP out, a product improvement program for this tractor here, that we can replace the entire air cleaner assembly that has an updated pre-cleaner that does a better job of capturing the debris and getting it sucked out before it goes down into the filter. And I'll show you guys the new pre-cleaner and the old cleaner, and we'll try to see if there's any differences. I haven't actually compared the two side by side before, so we'll get a first look at that today. And also we're going to be working on the air seat. There was an air line that had got cut in half in the seat, and they patched it back together. I tried to put a new air line in there, but there's they heat shrink to the tank, and I had trouble getting that line on and off. And once I got that new line on there, it still leaks right there a little bit. So this time we're going to take the whole entire seat out of the cab to where we can actually get it right in our teeth and actually work on this thing. So I'm going to put a new air tank on it and new air lines so we can get that seat working properly, because spring's coming up and it's going to be here before you know it. So we're going to switch gears and start working on some tractors. I finally got some time to do a video for you guys, so we're going to get into this project here today, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. All right, here it is. I'm working over at Trilogy Farms today, and we got some shields already off. I got the hood in the service position here, and I already got, there was a step right here, that big green step, and a side shield. I took the air filters out just so you guys can get a better look inside here. Basically what we're going to be doing is taking this air cleaner assembly and this big support, this cast support, off all in one piece, and we're going to lift it up out of there. So everything that's bolted to this, like this line bundle, this coolant tank, that guy right there, some wiring harnesses, have got to go. On the other side, of course, we got the exhaust in the way, so that exhaust pipe right there coming off the turbo is going to have to come off. Looks like some wiring connectors. We got this intake pipe right here we're going to have to get out. So quite a bit of work's got to get done. Of course, this was all shielded up right here. I already got that off for you guys so I could show you what it looks like in here. But yeah, that's what we're going after right there. So let's get into it. All right, so here's the weapons I got out today for this task right here. Should be able to get 90% of everything off with what I got right here. Might need to get some more, I don't know. So right now I've got the Milwaukee transfer pump up there because I know we got to suck that coolant tank down. So I got that hose stuck in there, and I'm going to suck the coolant out. Getting some air. Must not be down in there all the way. It only went so far. Well, I got the majority out. Okay. Well, we got the coolant drain down. I guess we'll start taking some of these coolant lines off here. So these are snap-on hose clamp pliers. They work pretty good. They've got these smooth jaws on them so you don't damage the lines. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, hey. How about we just put you in here? You can just leak in there for now. Now I guess we need to get these bolts off for this line bundle here. You're still pretty stiff. What else we got here? Looks like this guy right here. Well, you're stucky. Why? I'm just gonna snip the zip tie for that. Boy. Man. Don't you love it when the rubber sticks together? Can't get it apart. Wow. What size are you? You look like you're going to be right in the way. Let's see, that one's going to be in the way. Looks like this clamp bolt. Get out of there. Guarantee you that one's going to be fun to go back together. I can just feel it now. Oh, it's loosening up. That ain't going to be enough though. I guarantee it. So I'll try to get this clamp out of the way for the bottom of the coolant reservoir. It's gonna leak, I just know it. There she goes. Well, I caught most of it. Shout out to Terry Kern that got me this little drain pan. He had these little pans look like baking pans. He's like, could you use some of these? I'm like, sure. I don't know what for, but I could probably use them. Uh-oh. Now I got a problem. It wasn't deep enough. No. Well, I just put the bucket underneath it. We're catching it now. A little water, that'll clean right up. This calls for a little pig mat from New Pig. There. Problem solved. All right, now I'm going to be working on trying to get this back panel out right here. There was 2 bolts on the bracket right here holding that on. I'm going to go to the other side and take some more stuff off. Hopefully get this thing out of the way so I can get to the bottom bolts on this coolant tank. These 2 here, look like we can loosen that one. So it just comes off and dangles. Gonna need a trim stick. Looks like we gotta pop these off. Gentle. 3 bolts holding it on. Now we can get to those bolts. You know, it might just be easier to go ahead and get this exhaust pipe out of the way. Yeah. All right. I kind of like to mark where the middle of the clamp was, because you got that cover that's got to go back in the right spot. So just a visual reference there. Got the Matco turbo clamp socket. Quarter-inch Milwaukee high speed does a good job with those. Take the pry bar, punch that out, get this unstuck. There's that. Got a clamp down here at the bottom. Take these two out. All right, now we've got room for activities. I'm gonna do some zip tie snipping. And I'm really liking these Matco flush cuts. I'm sure that's got to come off. Now we can get the coolant tank off. All right, now I'm going to work on getting this intake pipe off and getting all this electrical off here. I think I can just unbolt it and take the plates and just get this stuff to get away from the support. Those are going to be fun to put back in. Hopefully those studs can stay. Surely that'll be enough room. I'm going to take two of these big the support bolts out. What other surprises do we have waiting for us? I don't think there's nothing else bolted to that air cleaner. Okay, I guess we'll take these two support bolts out. And we should be home free. I know this thing's sitting on dowels, so it's probably pretty stiff. Oh my goodness. There. Kind of broke free. There it goes. Go there. All right, so I was looking at these two air cleaners, see if I can see the difference, but physically on the outside, I can't see much of a difference other than this one's got some glue attaching this upper part on, and this old one doesn't. So supposedly there's something different in these pre-cleaner tubes right here, and there's also supposed to be something different with this check valve here, but to me they look the same, so I'm not sure exactly what the improvement is. This is where the aspiration hose hooks up to it, where the exhaust creates a Venturi effect to suck the dirt from this pre-cleaner here. So they try to get all the dirt they can out of the air in the pre-cleaner before it goes into the filter there. But there's a little check valve there, but I don't see any physical differences there, but it's supposed to be improved. So there's the differences between the two. You can't really tell on the outside. Maybe if you could actually take them apart, but you can't because they're all made into one piece. Inside there, maybe there's something different there. All right, it's time to put that baby back in. All right, there it is, all back together. Got the hood back where it needs to be. It did come with new air cleaners, new air filters for the air cleaner, so that's pretty cool. Got it topped off with coolant. And yeah, that is quite a job just for an air cleaner. Let me tell you what, that is a lot of stuff. So now we got that done, we can switch gears, and you can see the seat is sitting flat on the floor here. I'm going to get it aired up and get a socket in the seat track to hold it up. And then we're going to work on just taking the armrest off, taking the seat off, and then we'll unbolt the suspension frame and try to get that out of the cab. So I got the seat lifted up and I put a socket in the scissor track. I'll show you that later. We'll get a closer look of it. And now I'm going to get this armrest off, and there's just some there's a ground that you got to take off right here, and then there's some twist plastic bolts like this that you take out, and then this whole entire armrest will now come right out of here. See, just like that. You can see where they slide. These two bolts right here is what slides in these grooves here, and then this one goes through there and locks into this guy. So pretty simple to get those out, really. Now I've got the seat slid all the way back. I'm going to take out these T45 Torx bolts, and then I'll slide it forward, and then there's two more in the back. Matco stubby Torx bit for the win. Holy moly. I'm gonna need a hand with that. That's heavy. Yeah.
Don't get me on video falling out of the tractor cab.
Okay. Oh, that's definitely going in the video.
Is it loose completely?
Yeah. I already picked it up.
Where do we got to pick it up from?
Here, stop the swivelage.
I don't know how.
There should be a lever right
Here.
Yeah.
All right.
Careful. Are we gonna be able to get past this buddy seat?
Turn it like this. There we go.
You're watching that side? I'm about ready to wear it.
I got it. Get down if you want to.
Here, Tyler. You got it. Get just to one side. There you go. Whew.
I think it's serious.
Just go to the floor with it. Yeah, it's serious. It doesn't look like it'd be that heavy, but it is. Now we got just the suspension frame here, and there's 4 13s on each corner, one on each corner. I'm gonna take those out, and then I'm sure there'll be some wiring in the back to undo. So if you pull up the floor mat, there's this little metal panel right there. Pull it up, and that'll get you to the connector right here for the seat suspension. And here it is. So I already got the top part off. There's just 4 Allens that hold that guy on. Go into here. Got that off. This is where I shoved that socket in to the seat track, and I use a sensor socket. It's like the perfect size, and that'll hold that seat suspension up to where you can work on it. And what we're going after is this air tank, because this line is leaking right here. This line initially got cut in half down here because the seat went down too low, and it got pinched and got cut. And I tried to put a new air line on it while it was still in the tractor, and you can only see this connection laying down beside the seat and looking at it with a mirror. And in order to get these lines off, you actually have to heat them and slip them off because they slip over a barb. And here's the new air tank. Well, I ended up having to cut this line off, and I think I nicked it a little bit on the barb, and I was able to get a new line on there, and it would air up just fine, but it leaked down overnight. Sprayed it down with soapy water right here, and it's leaking right here on this connection. So I went ahead and got a new tank, and luckily the new tank come with the line already on it. So that's cool. So we just have to put on this little blue pluggy line. It's just plugged off, and then there's a small line here, and I got both of those. This tank is secured in with a rivet. That's why I had to take that top piece off so I could get to this rivet so we could drill that guy out and pull this tank off. But I'm kind of out of time for today. I'm going to come back in the morning and we'll remove and replace this tank, install the lines and all that jazz. All right, and I'm back. So first thing I'm going to do is drill this rivet out right here. I can never read these things. Focus. About 3/16. There we go. Yeah. I guess we can just snip those. Okay, well, I snipped this small line off the tank here, and I thought it was going to be longer because the one in the kit is like this long, but it was going into this this valve here. It was just a push connect fitting, so I think I'm just going to put this straight end on here since it was straight, and then I'll just cut it to length to go to that valve there. Just got to heat this up. It's going to need more heating than that. That still feels pretty stiff. Too hot. Man. You get it too hot, it just screws it up. Well, that ain't worth a crap. Okay, I finally got it. I spared you guys the immense amount of cussing and frustration that was.
Spinning me into a dimension of pissed off I've never been in before in my life.
You have to get these lines to, I don't know what specific temperature it is, but if you get it too hot, it turns into like a melted trash bag and won't go on. And if it's not hot enough, it won't go over those barbs. What I ended up doing was taking a piece of metal to stick in there to protect this other line, and I heated up that barb with a butane torch, and then I would just barely heat the line, and then eventually I could get it to slide on there without damaging it, because if you get it too hot, the line will just kink and fold, and you didn't have enough pressure to to push it on. But let me tell you what, if you guys ever have to put those lines on this air tank, good luck. Okay, so we got to get the airbag line out. So that black line goes from the airbag right there to the tank, and the clear line goes to that little compressor right there. There's a little clip, I don't know if you can see it very well, but you pull that clip out and that allows you to pull that line out. Alright, so I temporarily installed the air tank with a vice grip, and I got my line ran in there, and that line's going up in here. Yeah, goes up in there into that little valve right there. And that's what's releasing the air pressure on the system. But it's got some clips right here, and then there's a little spring that goes on to protect it from the clips. I got that little spring put on there, and everything up here is where it needs to be. Now all I got to do is put that line into the airbag right there, and then I can rivet this thing and I can start going back together. Alright, so I got everything installed. I still got it vice gripped because I wanted to. There's that valve I was talking about. You can see a little better now. I sprayed everything down with soapy water. I pressurized it with air right here. You just put a rubber tip nozzle right there and give it some air. There's a little Schrader valve right there. And the seat pumped up and it's held up, and I sprayed everything down, even down here as well, with soapy water, and I got no bubbles anywhere. So I think I finally got this thing fixed. Rivet time. Okay, I got the top plate installed back on there. There's just 4 Allen bolts, and I went ahead and put the skirt on. Now I just got to install all this back into there. There it is. I got it all back together. Everything is working and it's not leaking down, so we're going to call that a win. Alrighty, well, that problem's resolved. We'll just have to wait and see how the tractor does this spring with the air cleaner deal. And I did do one on an 8370R, but it wasn't a PIP. But it had the exact same problem. The air filters would just plug up in a day or two. And I ended up putting in a new air cleaner, which was an upgraded one, and it fixed the issue completely. That tractor even had troubles with overheating too, because the air filter is getting plugged, and he couldn't run more in a day, and his filter was just chock full. But after I replaced the filter, he said he could run for a week, and his filters weren't even that bad. He'd go ahead and he could blow them out, but he said they weren't even caked at all. So I do have high hopes that this air cleaner fixes that issue. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe, comment below, let me know how I'm doing, and until next time, keep that green iron moving.